What's up, everybody? It's KaizerAxel, and
We're in Shiratori, hello!
we're bringing you another match in the MDL. It's week 2. It's our second match of the MDL for week 2. It's going to be the Rock of Sages versus the Great Mumbo Jumbo. Giant versus Goof. Glenn, opening thoughts, please.
Goof is bringing at least the majority of his team that is possible, or that should be played.
Very true. Looking at what he did draft, he drafted like 6 really powerful Pokemon and then 4 not so very powerful Pokemon. Sorry, more like 2 not so very powerful Pokemon going into this. But it looks like he's going to stick with the same 6 that he brought last week, and he's hoping that it might fare him better. On the other hand, Giant out here rocking an interesting team.
Yeah, I'm really digging the Paloswine that he's bringing, and the Golurk as well, because like Golurk does like it's got a small place in my heart from like the Gen 6 mons or
Gen 5. Golurk is Gen 5
mons.
Yeah.
Gen 5, oh my god.
But I think it's very weird though, considering that Giant does have that Poliwrath. At the time of recording though, I believe he did swap it out already for the Araquanid. So yeah,
that's true. That actually might have been a better pick here as well, because because he is up against a bunch of water types. So,
yeah. And Araquanid has it has its water bubble ability, which reduces water attacks, or you can make it have the water absorb, which makes it even tankier. But I mean, like, why not just go with water bubble? I mean, you already resist it, and then with the water bubble, you're just gonna resist it even more.
That's true.
While also powering up your water moves. True.
And that too. Yeah, that's also true too.
But
if anything, at least water hits like maybe at least 2 months here, 3 months, depending if the Greninja's Protean and goes into typing besides water.
Yeah, definitely that. Possible leads that we might see. I'm predicting maybe like the Pelipper versus the Paloswine, or even the Whimsicott. One of those two. If I were Giant, though, looking at this team, I'd probably lead with that Kilowattrel. That Kilowattrel outspeeds everything on his team.
Oh, actually, that's a good point as well. Because if Goof does start off with the Pelipper, I should say, then at least if anything, he could probably kill it before maybe a possible Tailwind comes out. I don't know. And if the Tailwind does come out and he doesn't kill him, then hopefully he's riding, is it Wind Rider? I think the ability was called?
Wind Rider. Whenever the Pokemon is affected by a wind type attack, then it gets a +1 at attack. I think it's attack stat only. I'll have to look into that later. But you want to hop into this battle with me?
Yep, let's do it.
Alrighty, so jumping in, Giant starts off with the Whimsicott versus the Pelipper. This isn't too bad, although that Hurricane... Ooh, never mind.
Ooh,
forget the Hurricane. Sunny Day tech coming out. Love that. And on the Switch, we get the Nut.
No Marvel skill here.
This was
Marvel skill? No, not Marvel skill.
Multi-skill. This was an interesting switch, but I guess the Paloswine is thick fat. That's probably why he brought it in. And then Lucario versus Latias. It's not too bad. Close combat fired out, but of course Lati resists it. Goes right out into Greninja and takes half. Lati goes back up to full.
That was a strong Dark Pulse, actually.
Yeah, and then he gets the flinch, unfortunately.
Yeah.
If this was a misplay right here for Giant, if I were him, I would have swapped out into that into the Snorlax, because Snorlax is especially bulky. But
that's true. That's true.
He decided to just stay in. He goes for a Steel type Terra on the Golurk.
Like, I'm okay with the Terra typing, but I'm surprised he actually went with close combat there. Because he had a Thunder Punch. He could have done that earlier instead, and probably wouldn't have taken the damage from Surf just.
And considering everything else on Goof's team, the only thing that resists the Thunder Punch is the Magnezone. So it's like, okay, if you hit the Magnezone, you break possible Sturdy, and then you just switch out.
That's very true. Yeah.
But this,
Flash coming.
Yeah, this part is weird because if you notice, was it? Oh no, it's in the future. That's right, we watched this already. But yeah, the Flash Cannon into the Paloswine. I don't know why Snorlax came out, to be exact. If I were like I said, Kilowattrel outspeeds everything.
It would be a darn shame though if Giant actually thought that Snorlax has more defense and special defense. If he was expecting that thing to tank it, then
Yeah. And I did message Giant after watching this battle, and I was like, "You want to talk about it?" And he's like, "Oh, talk about it later." I was just like super surprised during the match. Unfortunately, we won't have a player interview after this, but this is looking to be like Goof's, win. I mean, props to him. Giant made so much mistakes. He kept switching out when he didn't absolutely need to. Those are some things
Thunder Punch would have been good here too.
Yeah, Thunder Punch definitely would have been better. And then just having this Kilowattrel, that would have just saved his bacon the entire time. Because this thing, like I said, it's base 127 versus the Greninja. Greninja only reaches 122, 123-ish. So Kilowattrel could have done so much work against Goof's team and just won him the game. I did want to point out for some interesting tech though for the first turn right here. Even though that the Drizzle got countered with the Sunny Day, an interesting move that Pelipper gets is called Weather Ball. It could have annihilated this Whimsicott right there. But
actually, I think I did use Weather Ball against Giant in the previous mono tourney.
You did use it
because you were expecting.
Yeah, you were expecting him to bring the sand, which he did, and then it's like, okay, well, guess what? I can still hit you for hard because Weather Ball will double. Yeah, Weather Ball will double its power if there's a weather active. I forget what its power is. What exactly? But
it's base 50.
Base 50, so it becomes base 100.
Yeah, so double 100. Yeah.
And so even in the rain, that would just become a 150, and that's
Yeah, that was a lot of damage to that card. Thank goodness I was able to take that out right away in that match.
But definitely some interesting plays for both of them. Weird switches. I don't think both of them fully understand the whole speed tier and damage calculations portion. I believe that, in a draft, when you're going into random battles against people, on the showdown ladder, of course you want to build teams that are more special, that are specialized to cover everything, right? Whereas in a draft format, and this from experience, in the draft format you can build sets to counter or hit hard against certain Pokemon because you only have a limited number of Pokemon.
Yeah, you already know what you're going up against at that point. So
yeah, so
at least you have a very narrowed down list of options.
Yeah, and then you can just build your team accordingly. I think these two, once they understand how to do things with damage calculator, understanding speed tiers, I think they can actually perform better. Because Giant, he definitely has some fun Pokemon. I will say that he has fun Pokemon. His even when we did the analysis, if you remember, Glenn, he does have good Pokemon, but he doesn't have something to give him that oomph. You remember? Yeah. So that was unfortunate that it was his loss. So that puts Giant down to 2 losses. Goof is at 1-1. So congratulations to Goof winning the match 4-0. Currently at time of recording, that puts him above me.
Oh.
Yeah. So I am currently in 6th place. You are, I believe, 4th place. And Goof is 5th place. At the time of recording. Yeah. But that's the game, and hopefully these two do better. Next week, Giant will have to fight you, right?
Yes, I should be Giant's next opponent.
Giant will fight you.
Which I need to make my team still.
Yeah. And how are you going to prepare for his team? Because, like we were saying, he's got some interesting mons, and yeah, you've definitely got a team too.
I'm not entirely sure. I'm gonna have to take another look at his team because I know he did get some swaps from the free agency. So I need to take another look at that and then see.
Yeah. So the only thing that he swapped was Politoed for Poliwrath for Araquanid. So another 4-point Pokemon. Yeah, I think that's all he switched. No, Poliwrath was 6 points, but he got the Araquanid, so he has 2 points left.
I think, if anything, I'll probably just have to watch out for the Latias, because I don't know if he'll end up trying to, I don't know, maybe. Well, I think that's the one thing I'm afraid of the most, if anything, it's the Latias, so I'll probably prepare for that, if anything.
I think also considering your team composition, you should be wary of, let's say like Araquanid. Given the right Terra, it could possibly hurt you a lot. Fortress, because looking at your team, you don't have much spinners or defoggers.
Yeah, I don't have like a certified spinner. I mean, the most is probably just the Smeargle because it can learn everything.
Yeah.
But that's about it.
Because the Fortress going into you kind of seems like a good option, so that's something to look out for. But definitely,
for sure.
the biggest threat that I can see on Giants' team would be that Latias. And your team looks like it could handle it, but good luck to you, man.
Yeah, thank you. I'm gonna try.
Yeah. But anyways, we're gonna wrap up this video. To anyone who watched the video all the way through, we'd like to thank you very much. Don't forget to click on those subscribe buttons, click that like icon, comment down how you want them to stop switching so much. And yeah, we'll see you next time, gamers. Bye.
Bye bye.